behalf of TCS, I, Dr. Himvip Walia, welcome you all to the Jobinar for a very interesting program that we have on AI/ML in collaboration with IIT Kharagpur. AI/ML is no longer just a buzzword. It's a transformative force, revolutionizing industries and redefining the way we work and live. But we know many of you struggle to bridge the gap between AI/ML concepts and practical applications. And that is why we are excited to bring you this webinar where we talk about why AI matters, what is it that the industry is looking for while hiring, and how do you prepare yourself to pick those jobs. I'm very pleased to introduce our panel for today's webinar. Let's welcome Dr. Siddharth Sen Gupta, ex-advisor CTO at Tata Consultancy Services, and Mr. Sabyasachi Mukhopadhyay, PhD research scholar IIT Kharagpur. They will cover the trending job roles and the key sets needed for effective career preparation. Dr. Siddharth Sen Gupta completed his doctoral research in 1982 at IIT Kharagpur. He joined Tata Burroughs, today merged into Tata Consultancy Services, and soon led a group researching on artificial intelligence. In collaboration with MIT, Cambridge, covering medical diagnostics to expert systems. Over the last 3 decades, Dr. Sengupta has written several papers, patents on a variety of subjects. He's an examiner, teacher at IITs and at different business schools, and is also on the chair of several international conferences. In 1968, Dr. Sengupta has been awarded the Jagdish Bose National Science Talent Search Scholarship. Mr. Sabyasachi Mukhopadhyay has received the Chanakya PhD Fellowship from the Kharagpur AI for ICPS iHub Foundation. Mr. Sabyasachi is also pursuing PhD from IIT Kharagpur. He is an assistant professor at BIMS Kolkata and has taught at various institutions, including the University of Calcutta and SCIT Pune. He has contributed towards various industry domains like nanoscope technologies and root alpha engines. He's a Google developer expert in machine learning, an Intel software innovator involved in startup mentoring, and as an advisor for Solitaire Initiative Private Limited. His research on AI-based medical diagnostics has garnered media attention nationally and internationally. He has received numerous awards and grants for his contributions to academia and innovation. As a recognized expert, he's been invited to speak and judge at prestigious events and institutions worldwide, including delivering TEDx talks and writing for leading publications like Anand Bazar Patrika. I'm sure his extensive experience and in-depth knowledge will spark new ideas for all of us in this webinar. Dr. Siddharth Sen Gupta and Mr. Sabyasachi Mukhopadhyay, a very warm welcome to TCS Jobinar. Okay.
Thank you, Himdeep.
Thank you very much for the invitation.
Thank you, sir. It's an honor to have both of you here with us. Dr. Sen Gupta, my first question is for you. Why AI matters so much in today's world? And where are we using AI in real world today?
Most of the AI-related work is happening in computer and IT-related companies to benefit organizations, which could be business organizations, government, NGOs, etc., using digital sciences. Digital sciences has had a revolution in the last 10 to 15 years, where even the topic of artificial intelligence has seen a very rapid change, particularly in how cognitive sciences are tackled using digital sciences. And that includes primarily 2 things. One is uh, understanding images, pictures, videos, etc., to provide not just the understanding, but also sometimes the creation of some such things. And secondly, from the perspective of understanding speech, so techniques have been developed which are generally called large language models, which have performed excellently in understanding speech in virtually all languages around the world, and to understand them much better than what was possible using the earlier generation or traditional methods of natural language processing. Combining the two helps us provide enormous benefits directly, as also to the field of computer science, where things like programming, testing, design can largely be automated or improved compared to what could be done manually, which requires a huge amount of labor and often specialized skills. It also lets users create systems which are far more adaptive to changes and therefore make them much more beneficial. Earlier, any such change would incur a lot of coding changes. Today, that is not required. The computers can learn by themselves and adapt to changing environments and thereby keep the systems far more relevant and useful than what used to happen earlier.
Right, sir. And interestingly, this is the exact reason that TCS and along with IIT Kharagpur is coming together and bringing this certificate for our students, for our youngsters on AI. So primarily this certification is going to be hands-on, wherein a lot of emphasis is going to be that students learn how to code and create all these applications in AI. So with that, I come to Mr. Sabyasachi. Sir, why did IIT Kharagpur think of AI as their first hands-on course?
Am I audible clearly?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you see that there are 25 hubs, technology hubs throughout India. So IIT Kharagpur on the bet on AI. Okay. So apart from the investing on the AI-related startups, there is a one important segment on upskilling. So as per the instruction from the DST, IIT Kharagpur AI for ICPS IHA Foundation decided to go ahead with the AI-related upskilling. So now at that period of time when we that decided, it was around May 2023, where at that period of time CEO was Mr. Bhaddatta Kavi and our honorable project director was Professor Pavitra Mitra. They decided to go ahead with the AI-related upskilling throughout India, aligning with the new education policy. And later on in the present cohort 2, it is modified by present honorable project director Professor Niloy Ganguly and CEO Deepaman Banerjee.
Okay, sir. So this was the reason that IIT Kharagpur thought that we should start with AI, and this course should be primarily focusing on the hands-on aspect.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Uh, Dr. Sengupta, my next question is for you. Um, Understanding the industry with your profound understanding and your work in this area, what are the various job roles and what are the key skills that the industry is looking for in a candidate when they're hiring them specifically for AI domain?
Uh, Hindi, would
And
you
I
be
request
bringing
our
up the slide or I,
yes,
I,
sir. I'm
okay,
requesting the AV
because
team
that
to
would help
share.
people follow what I'm saying. So
Sure.
let me begin off by saying that the audience over here, I'm sure, comes not only from a diverse educational background, I'm sure you also come from a diverse experience background. So, what I say, you have to understand that what fits you may be at one end of the spectrum, and for others, another end, and you have to position yourself properly. Now, there are in a company like TCS or IBM or Accenture, which I know quite well, there are typically two types of requirements. One in a purely research environment where you will be looking at how to research and improve different aspects of using AI, machine learning in the basics of them, improve the methods and improve the ability to perform. So from a research perspective, that is what would be taking most of the time. And to do that, you definitely would require a research background. By research background, I mean the inquisitiveness and the ability to read and judge research papers, publications of all types, and to find out what is the best for your particular requirement. From
Okay.
a business perspective, you have seen, you would be seeing on the screen about 9 boxes, and let me describe some of them, and which are all of them are quite important. And even within the three companies which I mentioned, all of them are being used. So, computer vision. So, where does computer vision come in? For example, one of the projects which we were doing was to help Indian Railways um, figure out how to maintain uh, bridges where it was very difficult for people to go and take a look at the concrete foundations or the concrete columns or the concrete beams, and to figure out how to which require what type of maintenance. And with vision, using drones, we could help them figure out the urgency of requirement of such things. And similar other requirements have been happening in quite a large number of spaces, not just in railways, but also in medical imaging, where images can decide on the progression of diseases, for example, in cancer or skin diseases. Data scientists are are a group of people who combine basics of computer science, particularly data management, with the knowledge of not just computer science, machine learning, but also statistics and programming.
Right.
So you need to have a basic analytical reasoning to figure out, given a particular type of data, given the type of source, for example, how to separate the noise from the actual prescriptive data, and then how to process it to find out what does the data say. And depending on that, you will give your advice to whoever owns that data.
Right.
Machine learning engineers are used not just in, as I said, the research environment, but also in the business environment. In the research environment, are already described. In the business environment, you would need to probably at the higher end understand the requirements of a client, of a business, of an organization, and figure out, does it really fit an approach of machine learning to that problem? If it does, what is the right method of doing it, where both the cost and the time to deliver at a very high quality is what is important. ML architect or machine learning architect covers data scientists and machine learning engineers to a large extent. And people will have to know not just uh, the basics of the different methods of machine learning, but also IT system design, machine learning system design, and data engineering. So the whole gamut of uh, what is called software architecture and machine learning architecture are both involved to various degrees. Prompt engineering is understanding how to provide prompts in different situations where people have to interact with the system. And once again, you'll have to understand machine learning fundamentals, natural language processing, etc. AI/ML software developer, typically in companies like what I've mentioned, they are typically in the research organizations. Business groups typically are not yet in India developing AI software per se. Yes, they are working with AI and they are developing applications, but most of the time, this software development happens in the research environments, or and the research environments may be a corporate research group or a business research group. So such groups may be located both within the business environment as well as in the corporate environment. And one has to understand software engineering, which typically may not be taught in many, even in many IITs. and which would include things like how would you design, how would you do software architecting, etc., etc., and things like data engineering, cloud computing, where machine learning fundamentals once again are important. Natural language processing engineer, very similar, except that the skills over here is not so much of statistics, but your knowledge of how not just the traditional methods of natural language processing used to work, and where their problems were, where their successes were, but also in the modern methods of what is called the large language models, what they can provide, which is enormously different from what used to be done earlier.
Right.
Robotics engineer, am I running out of time?
No, sir. It's
So
perfectly fine.
robotics engineer is typically involved in groups which are related to what is called Internet of Things. That's a very major business group where robotics engineers are required, where you will have to understand all types of sensors and actuators, be able to interface with them, be able to analyze what they are saying, and how to um, program them and control them. So, in the overall context, once again, like that of an architect, one will have to do system design. Mechatronics is important. That's a new word which has been coined recently, which includes not just the knowledge of computer science, but the knowledge of electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, and sometimes even bioengineering, if they are related to, for example, medical devices, etc., etc. So, depending on the application, the relevant science and technology also will have to be learned. Business analyst is a very different type of role, which is typically a senior role. I would not expect junior people to be fitting a business analyst's role. Business analyst typically goes into an organization to figure out, like in the machine learning engineers, uh, what is it that is giving a problem? What is it that is hindering the growth of the client? And how do you enable the growth of the client? And very often, that is something which involves machine learning and data engineering. Let me give you a small anecdote over here, in the sense that one of the companies which we worked for about 25 years back uh, was one of the first companies to do what is called fact based decision support.
Okay.
So, decision support is a very widespread business requirement, and how that can be improved using artificial intelligence and machine learning, which incidentally today means slightly different things, is the requirement for business analyst. And as I said, you'd also have to understand the domain very well. You also have to have an inquisitive and analytical reasoning to understand how do those companies, how do those organizations, how do those industries represent themselves, measure themselves against each other, against time, and therefore how you can use AI and machine learning to improve upon their functioning.
So thank you so much for sharing such a comprehensive overview on the different job roles which are there.
I just want to
Yes, sir.
highlight another point that is related to the average salary. If students can check from the Glassdoor, they will also get the insight. For example, if they are looking for the ML architect in India, on an average, it is 30 lakhs, 34 lakhs per annum. Or for example, NLP engineer salary, if we check on an average, 9 lakh per annum. If we check, for example, computer vision engineer salary, okay, on an average 10.5 lakhs per annum. Or for example, next is the robotics engineer, right? The robotics engineer, they can get even, for example, the around 6 lakhs per annum. Okay. For the prompt engineer, which has been boosted so far when this particular the era of the LLM, it is now 39.3 lakhs per annum. So it was earlier below 10 lakh per annum, but within a couple of years, because of the LLM era, It has boosted up, and it is now presently 39.3 lakhs per annum. A data scientist typically 16 lakh per annum. So these are the average salary throughout India. I'm talking about in INR. So students can have a look on that, or those who are the job seekers, or those who are planning to switch their jobs, so they can have a look up at it. Okay, already our Dr. Sengupta has explained it brilliantly about all those job roles. So I just added those salary figures. So
Well,
that
thank you so much for
complete that
sharing that.
figure. Thank
Yeah,
you.
because of course, these are important numbers. So these are the trending job roles in the market, and understanding this, uh, TCS along with IIT Kharagpur are here to help you achieve these jobs. So let us hear from Mr. Sabyasachi more about the certification program that we are offering. So, sir, would you like to share the program details for the students to understand that
Sure.
how they'll be able to meet the skill set demands of the industry, as was just illustrated by Dr. Sen Gupta, sir?
So as you can see that this particular program name is hands-on approach to AI for real-world application. In short, we call them as HI. Okay, so cohort one we completed from 2nd September to 2nd December 2023. So you guys are seeing the screen for the cohort two. We are coming up with the cohort two, and the updated schedule is from the 13th July to 19th October. So, what about the program? So, if you are joining this program, you will find that it's a live 4 hour long session which has been planned on every Saturday, first half from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. So, it will span around 14 weeks. So, earlier cohort one was about the 12 weeks. In cohort two, you will get about the 14 weeks. Okay, so it has been planned to map with the ICT curriculum. So that's the reason the 2 weeks has been expanded to match with that particular curriculum need. So apart from the theoretical aspects, you will get the opportunity to solve the problems, mathematical problems. Definitely, there is extra emphasis has been given on the hands-on sessions, and definitely at the end there will be a doubt clearing session. So professors from IIT Kharagpur, industry experts, also the PhD research scholars will play the role of TA at IIT Kharagpur. So they will also guide you resolving your queries during the doubt clearing sessions. So can we go to the next slide, please? So about the certificate program, if you see, it is specially designed for the students, job seekers, industry professionals, those who are planning to switch their jobs, college and university faculties, those who are likely to improve their hands-on knowledge in AI domain. Apart from that, definitely there are flexibility in learning, because you see you will get the sessions during your weekends, and if you by chance miss your live sessions, you will have the opportunity to go through the recorded session. So the recorded versions will be updated within 48 hours. Okay, and then definitely if you see the entire curriculum structure, you will figure out that the more emphasis are given on the programming, which I mentioned about the hands-on learning. So 80% emphasis has been given on the hands-on learning. So there will be the assignments on programming as well. So you will be engaged with your programming assignments. So whatever you are learning your hands-on classes, you can practice. You will get the scope of practice them at your home. Okay, for any queries or doubt, feel free to reach to any of the TS. Okay, and then definitely the remaining 20% will be given on the theoretical learning. You will learn about how to solve the mathematical problems. For example, there will be given some numerical problems on the eigenvalue, eigenvector calculations, because those knowledges are very important when you are doing when you are learning principal component analysis. Okay, so apart from the coding, mathematical insight will be there. Okay, so top 10% will be given CUM. CUM means certificate of merit. Okay, so there are three categories of the certificate. Okay, so certificate of the participation. So those who are participating in the program, they will get the certificate of participation. There will be certificate of completion. So those who complete all the assignments, attend all the quizzes, they will get the certificate of completion. And top 10% performer will get the certificate of merit. And this certificate of merit will have a convocation kind of ceremony at IIT Kharagpur campus. So honorable director of IIT Kharagpur, who is also the honorable chairman of AI for ICPS, on his august presence, dean of research last time actually distributed the certificate to all the COM recipients. So in this time also we'll have the similar kind of the program, and those who will be the top 10% performer, they will get that type of the opportunity to collect the certificate, and we'll have the opportunity to visit the IIT Kharagpur labs as well. So 100 hours of overall, holistically, if you see, this is a 100 hours of the experiential learning program. So after the completion of the certificate, okay, so I believe that all of you will be able to get your desired jobs, which we discussed a few minutes back. So placement assistance will be given there. And one thing I want to highlight, that at the end of this particular program, last day, which will be, I think, as per the updated schedule, 19th October, there will be a special guidance will be given to you regarding the resume building, okay, and what possible job opportunities you can have, and also you'll have a special discussion on how to make your GitHub profile much more robust and all those things. Now we are going to discuss about the who is this course most suited in terms of the prerequisite knowledges and audiences. So if we see, this particular certificate program is recommended for the 10 plus 2 level the standard people. So for example, those who are even apart from that, those who are the freshers, and any individual learning the engineering from any background, it's not only about the computer science, but also from the electronics communication engineering, it can be from the electrical engineering, it can be from the mining engineering, they can participate. Okay, the BTech or MTech, any all are welcome. Okay, the job seekers, which I highlighted before as well, and the working professionals, those who are planning to switch their job or want to learn the hands-on skills on AI, they can do it. Even the college and university faculties, last time also in cohort 1 we have experienced a lot of university and college faculties have joined this particular program. They did it seriously, and then they own the COM certificates as well. So that's a great boost for us. So and definitely the content which will be covered for that, to understand that if you have the basic knowledge on the statistics and the probability, like for example base theorem, and as well as if you have the basic understanding of the programming, then it will be fine. It will be fine for you to grab those essence of the classes pretty well. Okay, so also this time in TCS has planned to give you the free pack Python programming. Okay, so that's a very good addition to this particular course, I believe.
Right. So thank you so much for sharing this information with the students, so they have at least gotten an idea that what is the certification all about, what is there that they'll be, imparting with, and the fact that, what is the prerequisite knowledge required, and also the fact that you have mentioned the price also, which is quite reasonable, understanding what all content is going to be covered. So we'll get into a little bit more details about it. This is, again, I'll request Mr. Sabyasachi to
Okay,
take
so
over
thank you.
and
So
tell the
as you
students
can
about
see in the
it.
slide, the top faculties from IIT Kharagpur who will take your classes, like the eminent faculties like Professor Probit Bishas, or the legendary professor like Professor Pavitra Mitra, Pawan Goel, Dr. Indrajit Bhattacharya from the TCS Research, Professor Nilay Ganguly from IIT Kharagpur, who is the present project director of AI for ICPS as well, Professor Saurangshu Bhattacharya from IIT Kharagpur, who is mainly the course coordinator this time. Okay, so you can see they all are the eminent faculties. They have the vast amount of the experience. They will take your classes. So it is a great opportunity for all of you to learn and grab those essences. And the charting your careers in AI, a spectrum of opportunities. If you see, for example, already we mentioned about those job roles. Dr. Sengupta has extensively explained those things. So, for example, computer vision engineers, data scientists, machine learning engineers, prompt engineer, AI/ML software developer, NLP engineer, robotic engineer, business analyst, ML architect. So these are the possible job roles which you can grab from this particular course, but not limited to this. Let me tell you. So already we have explained all those job roles, and we spoke about the average salaries which can be possible within India. So without repeating that, I think it will be better if we can go to the next slide. However, if you have any doubt or queries, you can ask during the Q&A session. Okay. So the topics which will be covered right from the basics of the mathematical foundation for AI and ML. So here the topics like the least square methods, okay, probability, especially from the Bayes theorem and their applications, you will learn. And definitely, like which I mentioned a few minutes back, that for a given matrix, how to calculate eigenvalue and eigenvectors, those knowledge will be very much effective when you will go to the different aspects of the machine learning. Then definitely the hands-on Python, you will learn you will learn how to use the Google Colab and all those things. Then supervised machine learning. Under supervised machine learning, you will learn about the KNNS VM, okay, name-based algorithm, etc. Then, for example, there will be a session on the introduction to NLP. Okay, so here we will learn the basic aspects of the NLP. And then again, we will go back to the machine learning. I will learn about the unsupervised learning. So here, the main session will be mainly focused on the clustering algorithm. Then after that, gradually we shall talk about the neural networks and the deep learning. Okay. Then there will be one particular session on the reinforcement learning. So you will learn about the reinforcement learning, including the deep. There will be a good session, a good emphasis will be given on the deep reinforcement learning as well. And then you will go back to the computer vision. You will learn how to deploy deep learning in different computer vision problems. How can you resolve that? Then definitely a special emphasis has been given on the generative AI. Okay, so a good amount of the assignments will be given on the generative AI. You will learn and you will have a strong grip on the generative AI. Then definitely some of the industry use cases will be given, which will be taken by the top industry experts. And definitely at the end, which I mentioned, that it will be most likely on the 19th October as per the present schedule. We will have a special session on the career preparation. Here we'll learn how to prepare resume, okay, how to make your GitHub profile much more robust, and how to make your CV much more robust. So you will get all sort of the guidances on that particular session.
Right.
So in the hands-on expertise, the things will be covered under that. Definitely when we learn Python, you will learn all the modules under it. For example, the NumPy, okay, scikit-learn, matplotlib, and definitely Cbon. Okay, so Cbon will have the additional feature, because in matplotlib we will get a lot of features related to how to plot them in the Pythonic platform. So Cbon will give you some additional features. Okay, how to make the plots much more in a colorful way. For example, if you are, I will see during hands-on session, most likely I will take that session. So we will see that using the Cbon, how can we draw the colorful confusion matrices. Okay, and then definitely there will be the things like you will learn about during the beginning of the deep learning. You will learn about the TensorFlow and PyTorch, how to deploy them in case of the dealing with the deep learning problem. So they are the very much popular deep learning frameworks. And definitely at the beginning of your sessions, hands-on sessions, you will learn how to use the Google Colab and the Jupyter Notebook. So your hands-on session mostly will be in Google Colab. So you will have a good expertise after completing this course, like the cohort 1 people.
Okay. So these are the videos that we have from our alumni from the first cohort who attended the certification program. So I request our AV team to please play this feedback for us.
Hi, this is Torsha Chatterjee, a software engineer, presently working in an Indian MNC IT organization. Nowadays, the world is diving deep in the AI field. Many of us know that. At this moment, it is very much important to learn and work with AI. Me too, so purchased this 3 months online certification hands-on course on artificial intelligence organized by IIT Kharagpur and TCS iON. My AI journey started from here only, and this course builds my in-depth knowledge in artificial intelligence. I must say that at such a reasonable cost, getting knowledge from IIT professors, having hands-on sessions within the class, getting doubt clearing sessions is really a worthwhile journey throughout. Most importantly, the quality of the course is maintained throughout. It is a very much practical and in a lively mode, I must say. Though it's an online course, but when we used to have classes, it seemed like we are sitting in the classroom itself and the professors are giving lectures in front of us. Yes, this course is that much practical. Being a working professional myself, I can say that after doing this course, one can deploy various use cases using generative AI in their particular projects. I am really honored and thankful to IIT Kharagpur and TCS iON for arranging such a great course at this point of time on artificial intelligence. Thank you.
Hello everybody. I participated in the cohort 1 of IIT Kharagpur AI for ICPCS certificate program. The main thing that motivated me to join the program is the right balance of theory and hands-on sessions. While the theoretical sessions gave the right depth of any subject, the hands-on kept us engaged with the relevant problems from different branches of machine learning and AI. Python programming was introduced from the basics, and over time, the concepts of deep learning and generative AI fundamentals were covered in details. Since my current role in data and AI consulting demands an overall knowledge of machine learning and AI techniques, this certificate program is helpful in providing the right coverage. Along with a merit certificate awarded by a world-class institution like IIT, I feel this provides a boost in the career progression as well as it helps in dealing with various customers worldwide. The learning experience was smooth with sufficient support from both IIT professors, coordinators, as well as TCS iON platform. The pricing is within reach and the duration is just right to continue and complete the program without too many distractions. Overall, I'm deeply satisfied with the program and would encourage others to take the journey as well. Thank you.
So we can see that both the alumni have mentioned as a fact that, a lot of stress has been given to the hands-on application. So now we have pictures from cohort 1. So this is the ceremony that Mr. Sabyasachi was speaking about, wherein the Mitoria students came to the campus and they were uh, given these certificates by the illustrious faculty members of IIT Kharagpur. So we have people from TCS also representing TCS IN. They were also part of this programs, the ceremony, and we can see all these pictures. So this is, briefly we are going to tell you that how as a student you can purchase the certificate license. So you can either activate or purchase directly. How you can activate, I'll tell you in a bit, but first let me explain that how you can purchase this directly. So we'll be sharing the website link in the chat. You can go there, and when you come to that website, you can click onto the buy now button. It will ask you to log in. If you are a first time user, you'll have to register yourself by sharing your basic details. So this is the application form that you will see. So once logging in, you will see this form and you can share the latest information, including your professional status, your programming knowledge level, contact details, and all the other things which is being asked. And then you click onto the submit button. Then you need to check the right top for click to pay option. Once you do that, you can review your order and complete your payment by clicking on proceed to pay. Your purchase flow is complete and you can then access the content. Now, in case you are, we also have an option for our institutes who are already with us. They can go for a bulk license purchase for their students. So we have a prepaid and a postpaid mode. In case of a prepaid, the institute can actually avail an additional discount. So for more details, we request you to kindly write to us at inquiry.tcsin@tcs.com. Also, our partnered institutes can connect with the respective GTN members. Okay, so thank you so much, AV team, for sharing the presentation with us. So, Mr. Sabyasachi, I just wanted to ask you that, if there are any closing comments that you would like to share with us about this program.
Well, so like I mentioned, I saw one particular thing in the post that the students are asking about what about if we compare this particular course with any top-notch course from the abroad and all those things. So I just want to answer this particular thing in a very lucid manner. See, we are not comparing with any other courses. I am just simply taking my own stand. I am just telling you. that if you check the present rank of the QS world rank of the IIT Kharagpur in technology domain, it is under top 90. Okay, it is presently 85. And if you see other IITs also, they are also doing well. Some of them are in top 50. So you can understand that whenever you are comparing with certain universities of the abroad and all those things, we are not left behind. Okay, we are also well aligned with them in the global. If we talk about the global market race, so those people who are going to teach you, all those IIT respected IIT professors and the top-notch industry experts, they are the best brain of the country. So I would only say that. Uh, Grab that opportunity. The course is price is very low. It is 5,999 or under 6,000. So and also TCS iON has given a lot of opportunities to grab the discount as well in some cases 20%. So better to grab those opportunity, learn from those experts, and make full utilization of it. And you have the three categories of the certificate opportunities as well. I repeat: certificate of participation, those who are paying for the course; certificate of completion, if you have attended all the quizzes and submitted all the assignments; and top 10% will get the certificate of merit. Okay, and few queries I have also seen that regarding the why we have postponed it, the particular course of launching from 1st June. So let me tell you that if you have any friends or or your relatives, you can ask them. Those who are studying in colleges or universities, most of the colleges or universities except IIT, IIIT, NIT, or IISER, they are having exams in June, in the month of June. Okay, so because of that reason, we got a lot of requests from different universities and the colleges that if we can shift that, push back the date a little bit later, because in generally what happens that their exam took place in May. Okay, that's the reason we plan to launch it in 1st June. That after the exam they can join it. But because of the election in throughout the India in May, so universities postponed their exam and shifted it to in June, in the month of June. So because of that reason, we plan to launch it in July, second week of July, from 13 July, so that everybody can attend it. Okay, so I hope that all of you got the idea that why we have postponed the date on 1st June and we are relaunching it on 13 July. I hope it is clear to all of you. So I have
Thank
already
you so
clarified
much.
2 or 3 queries, most frequent
Yeah,
queries which I observed.
right. So thank you so much for addressing this because this was one of the top queries. So in the meantime, we conducted another poll. The question was, are you interested in registering for IIT Kharagpur program? Trust me, we have got 92% of the audience saying that yes, they are interested.
Great.
So, Dr. Sen Gupta, we have spoken in detail about this certification program. So, as an industry expert, I'll be really interested to understand your take on this. So, what all advantages the students would be having if they take up the certification program? So your voice is not audible.
Unmute myself. So
Now you are audible.
most importantly, because companies like TCS have started a program of making a very large section of our technical staff aware of AI, aware of generative AI, and such very popular aspects of AI. So this course will help you come to such organizations like TCS, IBM, Accenture with a heads up, and therefore you should be able to absorb much faster what is being taught in those institutes and then perform much better than the others because you have been you have a background. And from what Sabirsachi just told you, I myself have compared three types of institutes: foreign institutes, not just in US but elsewhere also, Indian top level like the IITs, and India mid level, which are um, like there are 4 or 5 in Mumbai itself, non IITs. One thing I can assure you that in no way are the Indian courses inferior to what is taught in the
Right.
foreign countries. In no way. The teachers may not have as many Nobel Prizes as they have, but what is more important is not the Nobel Prize, but what and how you are taught. And in that pedagogy aspect, we are extremely good. Even in the non-IIT institutions, I found that their teaching is excellent, their coverage of the subject matter is excellent, and therefore by attending a course of this nature, you will get depth in some areas, especially where you are interested in, but a breadth to cover very large number of requirements which different organizations may require. If you apply for a job in TCS, it may not have the same requirement as a job in Accenture or a job in IBM, or whether it is a research job or a business job. This course will give you an heads up in a very wide variety of jobs, which none of those 4-year degree courses will give you. They will give you a very deep knowledge about science and technology, but this gives you a heads up where you use your existing skills, existing knowledge, and are able to fit yourself, change your course, change your career, and see what better you can do in this digital domain.
Right. And so what you said about the faculty members, the teachers here in India, it gave me goosebumps. Thank you so much for complimenting our teachers. Okay, so we have just enough time to take some of the queries. So the first one that we have is from Sandeep Kumar Gupta. For renewable energy and demand of energy increasing day by day in the world, how AI can help on that. So Dr. Sen Gupta, if you can just give a very precise answer to that.
I'll have to give an extempore answer. I have not studied this field, but definitely from the perspective of power generation, uh, my interactions with Tata Power in Mumbai shows us that, for example, between thermal and gas, when do you switch and when do you use nuclear power? All three of them are available to Tata Power in Mumbai. That switching time and the duration at which they are produced is very important. You can learn over time and you can predict the loads, the power loads on each of those types of generation, and therefore work out the budgetary cost at the beginning of the year, and also control the environmental impact. When the budgetary cost is looked at, you also look at sustainability, and Tata Power, being a Tata organization, gives a very high priority to sustainability.
Right. Okay, sir. So the next question is from Gaurav. He's asking, can TCS associate also enroll? So as a TCS associate, I'm telling you that we are getting emails that we can enroll into this course. So I'm sure you will be also getting these. So you can definitely enroll into this course. Then the next question is from, so actually it's not a question, it's actually a statement from Bhushan. This kind of certified courses are available at 50K plus. This seems to be a great price. Thank you. So thank you so much for that
If
vote
you are
of
willing to
confidence.
give 50K, I think IIT Kharagpur will not mind.
Right. Okay. So the next question is from Abhinav Mishra. He's asking, what about placement? So, Mr. Sachi, if you would like to answer that. So we do have NPT that we have. So that is again a product of TCS, which we'll be giving to our students. So once they have completed the certification, they can sit for NPT. And students who qualify that, they'll be given 3 interview opportunities. So that is how we are helping with the placement.
But madam, already you have answered it, yes, so I'm not going ahead. You already answered for me.
Fine, sir. I thought this is from more of a TCS perspective.
5999.
Right, sir. And then we have one good question that is from Ashwin. I have a 10-year of resume gap. Am I eligible?
No, there is no
I'll
problem.
request actually both of you to take turns to answer this.
All of you are welcome to do these courses, freshers, job seekers. As we already highlighted, you can join this course. Okay.
So, Himdeep, I would also like to mention here that till date, whatever registrations we have got, there are many people who have come back from a break, from a sabbatical. So
Absolutely.
if they are eligible, then definitely this person is eligible as well.
No, eligibility is, there is no question about the eligibility. The only question which people who are on a sabbatical is that after doing this, will this be beneficial in taking forward with their career? So that's usually an apprehension which most of the people who are on sabbatical have. So that's why I was asking Dr. Sen Gupta if he can add something to this.
I look at it from a slightly different perspective. So if you look at the MBA students who came out of the IIMs 30, 40 years back, 30, 40 years back, they were not introduced to such things. So when they have become managers, would they be able to use the full power of digital technologies and digital sciences to improve their organizations? Even if you are not a data scientist, even if you are not fulfilling any of those job roles which are shown, a knowledge of this is, I think, today indispensable for you to become a bigger contributor to your organization, because you will find out new ways, faster ways, maybe less expensive ways, more adaptive ways of doing what had been done earlier in very tedious ways.
Right.
And you can improve yourself, you can improve your organization.
Right.
So if you have to work harder, but in a smarter way. Okay, so the skills you are learning, make sure that you have one or two projects aligned with it, updated in your GitHub. Okay, apart from your solid background knowledge, if you have the projects, okay, a recruiter will have a lot of confidence on you, and make sure that you are putting the GitHub link in your LinkedIn account as well as in your CV. Okay, so that recruiters can go through it and they can understand that, okay, you have seriously pursued the course, you have already have some of the project execution experiences, so it will increase your chances. Okay, whether you have the sabbatical or not doesn't matter, but it will increase your chances to get your desired job.
Let me
Right.
just add a case. A
Sure, sir.
recent research PhD student of mine did his PhD at IIT Madras. He was from electrical engineering background 35 years back. He completed all the courses and he got his PhD in a subject of management science and operations research. So if that is possible, I think any of you can do it.
Right. Thank you so much for sharing that. Very special thanks to Dr. Sen Gupta and Mr. Sabyasachi for their time and presence on the channel, and for the lovely audience for making this happen, and to my awesome AV team. This was truly an engaging and informative Jobinar. Thank you so much for joining with us today. Have a wonderful week ahead. Thank you so much.